Finally, my updated contour and highlight routine is here. I have been saying that I'm going to do this video for so long, but I never have the time, and finally I just sat down today and did it. This video is quite long, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, and we'll just jump into it. I do a lot of unnecessary product use in this video. I'm just saying. So I already have my foundation on, and I have concealed any blemishes around my face. I've also already done my under eye concealer because I am in the process of filming a review and demo video for the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation and their Radiant Creamy Concealer as well. I like to start my highlighting process with my concealer, so I generally use a concealer that is a shade or two lighter than my foundation, depending on how highlighted I want to be. But right now I'm just using the Radiant Creamy Concealer. So like I said, I did apply that under my eyes, and I did set that with the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. So it doesn't add any more coverage or any color or anything like that, but it does help to brighten that area because it is a white light reflecting powder. So once I have done that, the next thing I do is take the concealer through the center of my face. So on my chin, on my Cupid's bow, down the center of my nose, on my eyebrow bone area, and then through the center of my forehead as well. And this will just help to brighten all of the areas that you place it on, just so there's kind of looks like light is bouncing off of your face, but it's just a highlighter. So I'm taking my Beauty Blender and just blending all of that in. And as you can see, the lighter color of the foundation the concealer makes those areas look kind of bright and light reflective. This next step, I have been saying that I'm going to explain what I'm doing for a really long time, and I think I've told you guys it's called reverse contouring, but I've never really explained why I do it. It's not an everyday thing, but you've seen me do it, so I'm going to do it and explain it. And this is where you take your highlighting shade of concealer, what you use to highlight around your face or conceal under your eyes. It's just going to be a lighter shade of concealer. And you take and place it right in between the hollows of your cheekbones and right above your jawline. Generally where you would put a cream highlight if you were cream highlighting and contouring. So it's between those two areas right there. And then just blend it out. And it will brighten that area and make it kind of look like you've contoured when you haven't. And it just makes it look like this area is contoured when it's not, because you've got that light shade on the cheekbones and you've got that light shade below. So it's just one of those extra steps. Little public service announcement, and it's not about washing Sunless Tanner off of your hands before you go to sleep. It is about the products I use to contour my face. There are 3 of them, and I use 3 different brushes, so I have a brush for each product. It's completely unnecessary. You could achieve the same thing with like 1 product or 2, probably 1. But this is how I like to do it. This is how I contour my face, or have been contouring my face, and it's kind of like bronzing as well, which is really good for spring and summer. So yeah, so first we are going to start with Hoola from Benefit. This is a really good bronzer for fair skin, which I have. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush, and mine is completely broken. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in there, make sure I get it all covered, and tap off a lot of the excess, just getting it off there. So then I'm going to start here, like at the tip of my ear, and then just angle down towards my mouth, but I'm not going to go any further than the middle of my eye. Because you don't want to bring it too far, because then it starts going into drag, or maybe it's going to make you look like you have a beard. No woman wants that. So, again, just starting at the tip of the ear, pulling it downwards in that line. First, you can see that it starts to kind of deepen that, and then I'll go back and blend upwards in circular motions up onto the cheekbones. And this is kind of where it turns into bronzing, because I am bringing this up onto my cheekbones, kind of onto the front of my face to give my whole face kind of a sun-kissed look. So then I will go back into Hoola, get my brush in there again, tap it off again really well. And then I'm going to start from that line and start going up towards my temple and bronze up, contour that area. And it looks a little orange right now, but once we get all the blending done, it won't. And I bring it onto my brow. That's why I haven't done my brows yet. I typically like to do them after I've got all my contouring and highlighting and everything done. So I'm just bringing that in, staying away from the center of my forehead because I do want to keep that area highlighted. Then I'm going to go back into Hoola again, just one more time. Again, tapping it off really well. And then going down around my jawline. And again, I'm blending in circular motions. And I'm also blending that up onto my face a little bit, again to give that bronzed look. So now you can see from this side of my face to this side of my face that this side of my face looks nice and bronzed and warm, and it's got a contour going on as well. And it's got dimension. I also do take some Hoola, just a little bit. Again, tapping off the brush quite well, and I just run that down the sides of my nose and up into that kind of nose bridge area between the eyebrow and the nose. As you can see, I'm not very precise with it because I'm trying to bronze up my nose a little bit because we are going a little bronzed with this contouring. Then I will also kind of hit under my lip on the top of my chin as well. So then I like to contour my cheekbones a little bit more just to make them more like, make it look like I actually have cheekbones. So I go in with MAC's Pro Sculpting Powder in the shade Sculpt and the Real Techniques Sculpting Brush, which is new. And I just run that in there really generously, again, tapping off. And then I will go, again, in the same placement, but I'm not going to go any further than the corner of my eye. And then I'm just going to blend upwards with that very lightly. So as you can see, it just really kind of brings that in even further and really chisels out that cheekbone. I do also take a little bit of that on the same brush right under my lip to really contour that and make it look pouty, like this. And then I will pick up a little bit more and lightly go down the sides of my nose. A little bit on the temples. What can I say? I'm a contouring fiend. My last step for contouring / bronzing my face is to use a really big stippling brush and a actual kind of shimmery bronzer. This one's more of a satin finish. This is from Too Faced. And then I will just very lightly swirl that in there. And it's not going to pick up a whole heck of a lot of product because it is a stippling brush. I still do tap it off. But then I start just blending over everything and blending everything together. So again, just blending and making sure everything is really nice and blended, this will just kind of also give a nice bronze shimmer to the face as well. So at the beginning of the video, I started with cream highlighting, and that is the way that I really like to get my face highlighted. I don't use a lot of powder products for that. I just use a lighter concealer through the center of my face and under my eyes. But I do like to have a little bit of shimmer going on my face. I'm not a fan of the complete matte look. So what I normally use is this ambient lighting powder from Hourglass in the shade Ethereal Light, and a angled cheek brush, and just run that in there, tap it off a little bit, and then I will run that on the tops of my cheekbones and then underneath my eye. And it really, you can't see it doing too much on camera, but in person it really helps to lighten that area and just brighten anywhere that you put it, and it just looks glowy and glamorous and beautiful, and it will help clean up any contour or bronzing powder that you think went too high up on your face as well. Then I also run this through the center of my face, so on my chin, down my nose, my forehead, and then under this contour area here. Just to kind of clean up that contour line a little bit and just blend that edge out some. And then I will take my finger and put it right on my Cupid's bow and blend it out some. Then the last thing I do to highlight my face is actually use a highlighting powder, whatever one you like in particular. The one I normally use is Mary Luminizer from The Balm, and it's my favorite by far. I have hit some serious pan on that, but I am lately using this one from MAC. This is called Nude Pink, and it's just a highlight powder. Just on a smaller stipple brush, I'm just going to take and swirl that on the tops of my cheekbones, just to give a little bit of that extra highlight to that area of the face. So now I have all my makeup on my face, but that is how I have been contouring and highlighting my face over the last month or so. I really like the effect and the way it looks. I just love it. And if you guys want a tutorial on this eye look, let me know in the comments or thumbs up this video. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out heaps of a lot. I don't know what that was. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.